This is by far the most crazy trade ever in basketball history. But why? Why did the Dallas team trade their best player Luka for Anthony Davis and just one pick? Why didn't they ask every team for their best deal? Why do it now and not wait for the summer? A player named Tristan Thompson said Luka getting traded from Dallas has to have a bigger story behind it, and he's totally right. So here's what happened. The Lakers get Luka, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris. The Mavericks get Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers' first pick. And the Jazz team has to help make this trade work. They get Jalen Hood-Schifino and 2 second picks before we talk about why this happened. Luka is going to play with his hero, LeBron James, in Los Angeles. So the Lakers went from having really bad odds to win their conference plus 5,000 to much better odds plus 950. This means they jumped ahead of the Mavericks, Rockets, Clippers, and Grizzlies now only. Denver and Oklahoma City have better odds than them. This is an amazing trade for Los Angeles, but it's pretty weird that they get a 25-year-old superstar player for a 32. Anthony Davis and Max Christie. They didn't even have to give up all their future picks. Something strange is going on here. Reports say that LeBron had no idea about this trade. He was out eating dinner with his family after beating the Knicks in New York. The Suns and Trailblazers were playing at the same time, and a fan yelled out to Devin Booker. Booker said, "Do you mean Luka Garza?" Like he thought the fan was wrong. Adrian Wojnarowski had to tweet, "This is 100% real," basically saying his account wasn't hacked. The only other time a superstar this young got traded was Anthony Davis in 2019 because he asked to be traded. Multiple reports say Luka did not ask to be traded. He wanted to stay there. Dude was supposed to get a huge contract extension in Dallas this summer. Did they think he wouldn't sign it? So they traded him now. This has never happened before. So why did this happen? ESPN says that the Mavericks boss Nico Harrison picked up the phone and called the Lakers boss Rob Pelinka. They knew each other for years through Kobe Bryant. Nico could trust Pelinka to keep this secret. The Mavericks wanted to trade Luka because of his constant fitness problems. There had been big frustration about Luka's lack of discipline with his eating and working out, which team sources think is a major reason for his injuries. We all know that Luka looks overweight and out of shape. Bad defense, complains to refs all the time. Remember when they made it to the NBA Finals last year? Luka was celebrating with a beer and Nico Harrison took it away from him. Look at Luka's face. We all thought it was funny, but Dallas didn't. Or when announcer Brian Windhorst got really mad at Luka when they were losing 3-0 in the finals, he said Luka's defensive performance was terrible. He is a hole on the court. His performance in this game is terrible, and the reason why the Mavericks are not going to win, he's got to get over this. And the fact that he came out after the game and blamed the referees showed me he's nowhere close yet. Fans got really mad at Windhorst for saying that. But you know who didn't get mad? The Dallas Mavericks. They also think that his bad fitness creates the injuries. Just look at Luka as a rookie. He looked like this. Listed weight 230 pounds. But this year, he looks like this. This is a photo of Luka from this week. His weight, according to ESPN, is around 270 pounds, a 40-pound difference. And it's not muscle. Dude has only played 22 games this year because he got a calf injury. And ESPN says when that happened near Christmas, the Mavericks' reaction wasn't, "Oh man, what bad luck." Their reaction was, "This is your fault. You wouldn't be injured if you're in shape." So the Mavericks are doing something that we've never seen before. They're basically saying, we don't want to be like the Pelicans with Zion. We don't want to be like the Clippers with Kawhi. We don't want to be stuck for years with an unreliable superstar. We would rather take our chances and trade him. Normally, teams are too scared to make a deal like this, and they just spend year after terrible year with their star player in and out of the lineup, grumpy as heck. I will bet that despite all their success recently, the last few years have been a nightmare for people who work for the team. Their lives were miserable, and they were like, screw this, let's just move on. They are now betting that Luka will not be the next great player, that he won't win MVP awards. He won't win championships. Instead, they're betting he is the next Zion. And this is why they did this trade. But it still doesn't explain why Anthony Davis, who is 32 years old and gets injured a lot. They could have gotten more, right? I mean, Zach Lowe says a GM immediately texted him, "What a terrible deal." You would think that the Mavericks could have gotten like 10 first-round picks. They could have gotten almost any superstar in the NBA, right? Except for like Victor Wembanyama, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Nikola Jokic. That's about it. I think the Warriors would have even thought about trading Steph Curry for Luka, not saying that they would have done it for sentimental reasons, but I think that they would consider it. So why didn't they wait for this summer and just open up trade talks to get the best package because they want to win now? The Mavericks don't want like 10 first-round picks because they want to compete this year. And if they waited for the summer, it would have killed their playoff run this year. I think that Nico Harrison thought, look, if we open this up, we'll have our pick of almost any superstar except for those guys that I said. And Nico Harrison must have thought, but the guy we want more than anyone is Anthony Davis. So let's just make it happen right now. I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do or that's the best player for them. I'm just saying that's what they were thinking. So why wait? Nico told ESPN, "I believe that defense wins championships. I believe that getting an all-defensive center and an all-NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future." Anthony Davis and Max Christie, by the way, because Christie has become a really good three-player dot. So they can now play a true center next to Anthony Davis. They have both Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively when he gets healthy again. Kyrie is going to run the point with Spencer Dinwiddie as his backup with shooters. But unless they win a championship this year, it is an all-time stupid move. Luka might be a headache, but his career scoring average is number 3 in NBA history. It goes Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, and then Luka, only guys to average 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists for a career. Oscar Robertson, LeBron, and Luka, dude, is clearly one of the best talents we have ever seen. And to trade a guy like that at 25 years old would be worse than the Clippers trading SGA, like when Charlotte traded Kobe for Vlade Divac on draft night. Worse than Oklahoma City trading James Harden to Houston. That this guy must be such a pain in the butt for the Mavericks to be like, you know what? Let's just get him out of here. That is how annoying it must be to have Luka in your life. But it's also a huge slap in the face to Luka, right? To be the first player ever traded like this. And he's going to lose out on $116 million by not being able to sign that huge contract in Dallas. He can make that money up later in his career. But still, So, is that enough to get Luka to change? Will maybe being on the same team as his hero LeBron, who has the most amazing discipline ever, be a wake-up call for him? I'm actually kind of surprised that Los Angeles has better odds than the Mavericks right now, because Luka is injured and be Dallas. It's true, is a more balanced team right now. Anthony Davis and Kyrie are a natural fit. Luka and LeBron do similar things. Now, their center is Christian Wood. And what do they do with Austin Reeves? Do the Lakers really need a third ball handling player? No. It makes sense now to trade Austin with that last draft pick to get a big man. But would it be even smarter to hold on to those pieces to build for the future around Luka? Because now they've got like a 10-year window after LeBron retires. Maybe Los Angeles doesn't want to go all in for this season. Honestly, this is the most shocking trade of all time. We are going to learn a lot more about why it happened. But if the new details aren't that, yeah, Luka did ask to be traded, or Luka's got some horrible injury that none of us know about, then the only reason is Dallas thinks he's the next Zion Williamson. So, if you want more current NBA news, this is why LaMelo wasn't an all-star this year. But if you want an NBA mystery, the entire league wanted this dude to sign, then he just disappeared to Europe for no reason. Well, actually, we just found out the true reason why, years later,